Welcome, everybody, to Saves Together, a podcast about playing games together. You know, I just noticed there's usually two of us for this, but there's just me, so I guess that means maybe this is a spin-off episode. This is Saves Together Home Alone, episode 1. Or maybe it's episode A. Should we do episode A? Episode A+. Episode 1.0. Episode... We can't do episode 10.5 or 9.5 because that sort of implies that would relate back to episode 9. So it's not that. Maybe think of Saves Together or Home Alone as like a Monster of the Week episode instead of the Mythos arc episodes of X-Files or something like that. I don't know. That's how I'm going to look at it. Honestly, you can look at these episodes however the hell you want. Grace is down for the count with allergies as well as grad school. Work piling up here at the end of her semester. So it's just me. Well, it's you and me, really. And it also means there are 0 rules. That's right, no rules here on Saves Together Home Alone, episode A. I don't think I like episode A, but maybe it's just going to be what it is. Or I guess it could be episode 1, but then it's going to look weird in the feed. It'll say Saves Together Home Alone episode. Well, maybe that won't look weird. You let me know, all right? Nobody? See, this is why I need Grace. I need to bounce these bad ideas I have right off of her, and she can say, no, that is a bad idea. And I can say, okay. This is going to be pretty short, I think. Maybe not. Who knows? Like I said, no rules. I just was going to run through, like, what I'm playing, what I've been playing, some thoughts on some stuff in the news, maybe, and then run down future episodes of Saves Together, the main Mythos Arc podcast. What I've been playing? Well, I just beat God of War. I'm assuming we mentioned God of War in the last episode. And if you haven't noticed, I never remember what I was talking about the last episode. But I played God of War. I beat God of War. I had a very interesting experience that I've been trying to figure out in my head. I've been trying to think about what did I do. So first of all, I'll preface, this game is awesome. I love God of War. It's the new PS4 one, in case sometime in the future people are listening to this and that one doesn't, you know what I mean. It's the PS4 one, 2018. The entire story game, the time I spent playing the game, the story, the main game, and all the side quests and all that stuff, that was incredible. I really liked it. I even spent a very long time in Niflheim and Muspelheim, or Fire Mountain. Both of those places I really liked, especially Niflheim. I thought that was fun, and I think it's basically just a roguelike, so I guess it's not that crazy of an idea, but I think there's like, if you could flesh that out even more, expand it more, that would be a very cool, I don't want to say DLC, maybe side game, a cheaper $30 title that's like all Niflheim, only way more. You go into Ivaldi's workshop deeper. You actually see something that actually maybe looks or feels like a workshop. I don't really know why it was called Ivaldi's workshop. Might be in the lore. I don't know. But anyways, I beat that. I beat Niflheim, all the unlockables. I got the best armor in the game as far as I understand. And then I went to start fighting the Valkyries. And honestly, I didn't do this with the intentions of I'm going to get armor to go fight the Valkyries. It's just kind of how I played. The wave of my playing, that's where it took me. And as I fought Valkyries, I didn't find them that hard at all. They were difficult, but in a fun way. You know, you just have to read it. You have to read for the tell. They didn't feel cheap, really. It felt like a challenge, but a good challenge. They would take me maybe 7 or, like, a couple of them took me maybe 7 times at most or something. And I would get beaten, but not beat up. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel, oh my God, this sucks. I felt energized. Like, let's go again. I got this time. This next time, I got this. Then, as I'm finishing up with the 8 Valkyries or whatever, I think it's 8, I was like, well, I'm close enough to this platinum, the platinum trophy, that I may as well just get the platinum trophy. So I finish up all 8 Valkyries, and I go back to the Valkyrie Council, and then you have to fight the Queen Valkyrie. And oh man, I think that fight I was playing on normal difficulty the entire game, and I never felt beaten up. Like I said, I never felt beaten up by any of the fights. They were difficult. They would beat me. I would lose, and I would fight again, and I kept feeling like, all right, I'm gaining knowledge about how to beat this character, or whatever, these challenges in the Muspelheim I feel like I'm learning something. Then this Queen Valkyrie is just the difficulty spike in relation to the rest of the boss fights in the game doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel correct, like it should be that hard. It really reminded me of Mortal Kombat, where the boss fights at the end, like Goro, are cheese fests. You can't. It's not fair. It isn't designed to be. I don't want to say. I'm not saying this is like, oh, the worst offense in the world. It's that there's a horrible game design. It's just the difficulty spike for just that character was so ridiculous to me that it really frustrated me. And I probably fought her like 20 times. I sat down. I was getting pretty angry. Then eventually, maybe I didn't fight 20 times till this point, but in total, 20, maybe even 30 times I tried this stupid fight. Eventually, I was like, okay, I actually had one more upgrade for the Ivaldi gauntlets. And to get that, you needed a primary or like a perfect flame or whatever item I needed for the recipe to finish the upgrade. I had to get from the Muspelheim final challenge, which you have to beat 3 impossible trials. If this sounds convoluted to you, it's how it felt when you're forced to do it. So I had to beat 3 of the impossible trials, which aren't bad, but they're not fun because you're doing it just for this. The issue is you're doing it for just a chance to get this item that I need. So I beat the 3 trials, I get the 3 keys, I go and I have to beat the ultimate trial with those 3 keys. I beat that, I open my chests, didn't have the item. Okay, let's do it again. Beat the 3 trials, get the 3 keys. I get frustrated trying these trials again and again, and I'm not getting that item I need. And as far as I understand, that's how I got the item. I was looking it up online. So I give up, I drop it to easy. I drop the whole difficulty of the game to easy just for this boss fight. Still takes me a few fights, but it's much more. I beat her. Okay, that sucked. That wasn't fun. But whatever, it's over. It's done now. All I have left to do is the collectibles. So let's get back into it. This game's great. I won't let that sour my experience. Let's go get a collectible. Okay. Let me look on the map here. What does it say I need? Okay, I need one more chest in this location. All right, let me look for a map. Oh, it doesn't really show you where. Okay, I guess I'll look online for a guide. Oh, all these guides, the way the collectibles are designed, it's impossible to figure out which ones you have or don't have. You would have had to remember what chests you've seen or not seen. So if I were to go back and get all the collectibles, I would literally have to go to almost every location because I wouldn't really know if I've gotten that one on or not. And that's time consuming and really not that fun. But the worst part about that is, for me, and again, this is all my personal experience. If someone else enjoyed this process, more power to them. That's fine. This is me. So let's say I drop at the fast travel point. And I know I have to go, because of this guide, I have to go like halfway between the 2 fast travel points. The world design, when you're playing the main game and the main story and exploring the world, is awesome. The verticality, the crisscrossiness, the multiple paths that kind of lead all over, and like it's almost like a puzzle. Every path you're on is kind of like a puzzle. They made it so difficult to just travel quickly to these places to check that I think if I were to try to get all the collectibles, it would honestly take me like 30 more hours. So I really destroyed my opinion of this game for myself. I did it to myself. I can't really blame Sony Santa Monica because I put this challenge on myself. It's a challenge I could not complete without losing, it would no longer be fun for me. So it isn't really a game design problem. I mean, at a limited level, maybe it is, because they could have, at the end game, all you have left to do is get collectibles. Maybe they make the fast travels from anywhere. You can just lift your Bifrost in the air and travel anywhere. And then maybe really what it needed was in game a collectibles collected marker. So like, okay, I have to go to this one only. I know, because there's some areas that are like, okay, you have 7 of 10 chests. So I have to go to 10 chest locations to look for the 3 I'm missing. And I don't know, that it really, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could do it if I wanted to, but I gave up. I finished the game. My time with the game is done. And I that probably happened about a week ago, so I've had a week to sit on it. And that day that I decided I was done, that day I really was very very upset, I guess, with the game. It like tainted my opinion of the game. As time has gone on, and I've kind of thought about the game and listened to people talk about the game, even some of the developers, I'm fluctuating or whatever back towards. Actually, no, I really do love this game, but it's interesting how a personal goal, a personal challenge to myself, really, for a while, really made me not like that game. I don't know what it is about it, and talking about it like this, just getting it off my chest almost, is kind of helpful. It's a funny thing, and probably doesn't happen to a lot of people, but that's my story with God of War. Okay, now that I've got my like God of War rant off my chest, I wanted to talk about the E3, or I guess it doesn't have to be E3, but the Walmart Canada video games leaks. Now, at this point, it's May 15th that I'm recording, and Rage 2 has since had trailer and announcement officially, but that's not really what I'm going to talk about. A lot of people were taking these leaks, they were taking it to mean like all these games are coming from E3. They're all coming right now. And I personally don't think that's the case. I think these are preemptively put on there. Like Walmart Canada probably has a team of people that are just putting games on there. So at the moment they're officially announced, they can just click go, accept pre-orders right now, because you want your customers to, as soon as they see, like on Twitter or if they're watching live or whatever, as soon as they see that, hey, Forza Horizon 5, which we'll get to that in a second, is coming out, then I want to pre-order right now. Like some people are that way. And so Walmart, I feel, has all these games listed because they need to have the page made ready to click launch. It's live. Like they don't want to have to upload the image and make the, I don't know what it takes to put an item for sale on Walmart's site. I think it's just like preemptive in case of emergency type thing. So the biggest thing that makes me not think this is like a list of all the games coming from E3 and E3 is ruined is Forza Horizon 5 is not a game because Forza Horizon 4 didn't come out yet. That's my first, like, that's not, 4 doesn't exist. So why would Walmart know about 5's leak or why would they know about 5's development? So that's my biggest thing of like, let's not rest solely on that these are all the games coming from E3. I think Rage 2 looks awesome after watching that trailer, but it does suck that surprise was spoiled because we can probably safely assume that game was supposed to be announced at Bethesda's press conference or showcase, whatever, Bethesda Land 2. It does suck to see all that stuff. That's not the point. I don't think E3 is ruined by this because I don't know if a lot of these games, most of these games are maybe obvious also. Like if someone's job at Walmart is to think of games that might come out and they have to put it up there in case of, a lot of those games are kind of obvious ones you could think of if you know something about the industry. Anyway, that's just my take on it. Any leak sucks, sort of, but I don't know. All right, lastly here at the end of this short, I hope, episode, feels long at this point, so I apologize. I was going to run down the list of games Grace and I, for Saves Together proper, upcoming episodes of Saves Together, the real podcast, not this Home Alone bullshit that I'm giving to you today. We have one on Labo. We're going to be building, experimenting, playing with Labo. That'll probably come in a while because just building the thing alone takes time. And then I also want to kind of play through everything. And I really do want to try to use the garage or whatever that's called and like try to build something of my own. I don't know if that will happen, but we'll see. Pit People. We're close to finishing Pit People. So we'll have an episode on that. A Way Out. We beat that game. We platinumed that game. That was a very cool game. We'll get to that one shortly. I think that may be our next episode. That might be episode 10. A Way Out. Dungeon Defenders 2. We've been playing that with some friends. So 4 people. We have an experience with 4 people and 2 people for that. Only us probably on that episode. Actually, maybe we should bring in guests. We'll see. Human Fall Flat. We're barely scratching the surface of that game, but it is coming and we are working towards it. Mortal Kombat X. We're sharing the controller, passing the controller back and forth while we play the story mode. I do want to do one on PUBG. However, that would have to be a special guest episode. And unless I can't convince a special guest to come on, then maybe that episode won't happen. But that would be a fun one to do with Grace as host. And also Sea of Thieves, same thing. I'm not playing that with Grace, I'm playing that with other people, but there's such good experiences with other people together that I'd like to do episodes on those if we could. So I think that wraps it up for episode something of Saves Together Home Alone. Thank you for listening. That's cool of you. If you made it this far, I don't know how long this has been. It feels a lot longer than I intended, but I really had to get that God of War thing off my chest. Find us on YouTube, iTunes, Twitter, at Saves Together. If you go to our YouTube channel, we've got a playthrough of Secret of Mana that we started uploading. That's going to be like a long playthrough, multiple episodes, unlike some of our other videos, which are just one shots of Windjammers and stuff like that. Interact with us online. We got a Facebook too, but honestly, don't go to Facebook. Pretty much Twitter, that's the one you want to go to. That's where you're going to find us and interact with us the most. And you'll get the most up-to-date news about Saves Together because I know you definitely want that. All right, guys, I don't even know if I have outro music for this. I'll just say bye, and if there's music playing right now or not, sorry.